Ladies and gentlemen, it is raining cats and dogs. Is that a metaphorical term or what literature term do you use? But it is raining cats and dogs. Has been raining cats and dogs where I am at the moment. So when you are listening, just in case you can't hear, you may have to jack up your volumes a bit louder than usual. For those just joining, welcome to today's NGX midday update. I do this every day, just about midday. I mean, the video goes out exactly midday for the trading session. So 12:30 p.m. West African time is when you get the video. But I tend to record a few minutes before then. It takes about 15-20 minutes for YouTube to do the checks and clearing, and then that is an all go sign for the video. So what do we have so far? I'll start on a different note with the most actively traded stocks by volume and value. Starting from deja vu land, as I like to call the losing end of things. Why do I call it deja vu land? Day in, day out, you have the top losers falling intraday within the day, but ending the day flat because you have an absence of 100,000 block transactions, which is what is needed to move a stock up or down. You need a singular trade of 100,000 shares to move a stock up or down. Better Glass down 10%. Total Energies Nigeria down 10%. Transpower down 10%. Living Trust down 10%. And Geregu down 10%. You want to keep your eyes out on Geregu because it is possible Geregu numbers may be out anytime from Friday or so when the board meeting to consider Q3 numbers will take place. On the gaining side of things, Airtel Africa up 10%, Cornerstone Insurance up 9.92%, Square up 9.86%, and Enamelware up 9.78%. Now switch lanes to the value side of things. Aradel leading the way with a massive 12.5 billion naira worth of shares traded. Ellah Lakes a distant second with 443 million naira worth of shares traded, and MTN Nigeria distant third with 296 million naira worth of shares traded. To the volume end of things, Ellah Lakes leading the way with 29.1 million shares traded so far. Aradel with 21.5 million shares traded so far, and Sovereign Trust Insurance with 16.2 million shares traded so far. Will I say a visitor to this side of the chart, you barely see it happen, is McNichols with 10.6 million shares traded so far. So let's go look at the index. What is the all share index doing so far? Let's see if I can refresh this and let's see what comes up. The all share index essentially flat because the 0.04% increase is essentially flattish. So you can say the all share index, which measures the average performance of stocks on the exchange, is flat. What do we have in terms of the premium board? Mostly in the green. Is anything in the red? Zenith seems to be outlier. Zenith in the red. What do we have? As 68.5 bid, 68.75 offered. Let's go check Seplat. As Seplat trading at what the last traded price was 6,148 naira, but it's very likely Seplat will close at yesterday's price because we have 10,000 and some fraction shares traded so far. You need 100,000 shares traded in a singular transaction to move a stock up or down. In the absence of that, Seplat very likely would trade higher intraday or end the session flat. MTN Nigeria, let's see what's happening. So far, MTN pushing 446 bid, 450 offer. That's a spread of 4 naira, rather tiny spread. Let's see what it does by the end of market close. Let's move over to the broad boss. It's mostly, let's see what Aradel is doing. Aradel seems to be, that's an error. Let's see what Aradel is doing. Aradel, by the way, is in the oil and gas space. 619 bid, 619.10 actually being bid. That's the bid price, and the best offer price I've seen is 626. So pretty decent spread with Aradel. 21.5 million shares traded so far. Let's see where the stock will end. Will it close up or will it close down? Let's see how it goes. What else again? Beggar Paint seems to be recovering yesterday's losses. 37 naira bid, 37.5 offer. That's a spread of 50 kobo. Let's see CAP. I'm quite interested in CAP. 65.65 bid, 69.8 offered. So nothing much there to see there. It's looking like a pretty rather boring trading session so far. Custodian, what's happening in terms of bid offer? 40.55 bid, 41.1 offer. That's a spread of, I think, that's a spread of less than 1 naira. So it's rather tight spread for that firm. Let's see what's happening in Dangote Sugar. Is anything there to see? 61.2 bid and 63 offered. Ellah Lakes, let's go see what's happening in Ellah Lakes. 14.5 bid, 14.55 offered. Spread of 5 kobo. That is a rather tiny spread, but the volumes are huge. You have a net offer, so 17.7 million shares being offered and 13.6 million shares being bid. So you have more offers than bids. It's very likely that we may see this stock close down today. Let's go check GTCO. GTCO seems to be pulling back. 96.9 bid, 96.95 offer. That is a spread of 0.05. GTCO may be pulling back today. I was thinking we'd see GTCO cross the 100 naira mark, back above 100 naira, but that may not happen today. So is there anything else worth looking at? Let's go see. Let's go down. Let's see NACO. Is NACO seems to be inching back. 111.05 bid, 112 offered. That's a spread of just under 1 naira. So, but you're having strong bids because 2.9 million shares being bid, 690,000 shares being offered. So it's very likely we may see this stock close higher. Ladies and gentlemen, that seems to be about it. Always see here some of the usual swing traders here. Let's see what's happening in Regency Alliance Insurance. 1.62 bid, 1.63 offer. That's a spread of 1 kobo. In fact, I dare so that is not a spread because that is too tiny to call a spread. What else do we have? Let's see UACN. UACN in the news last week. 73.4 bid, 73.5 offer, spread of 10 kobo. You have what? You have more bids than offers, so it's possible the stock may close higher if that momentum continues as well. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That is pretty much about it. I will see you at market close with the market close video. That should be up 8 p.m. West African time. Thank you and have yourselves a lovely rest of the day. Stay safe.